These may look like 4 ordinary walls and 1 ordinary room to you, but we can assure you these are no ordinary walls and this is no ordinary room. This is Bare Feet Power Yoga, Chicago's best hot power yoga studio. We're a pay-what-you-can studio based in the West Loop, and within these 4 walls, on any non-COVID day, you'll find 50 sweaty yogis packed into this room and packed into this lobby space, creating community, friendships, and long-lasting relationships that we're pretty sure we couldn't find anywhere else besides here at Bare Feet. We wanted to take some time to introduce you to our little corner of the world, share with you a little more about us and what we find makes these 4 walls and this studio space so special.
Hi, I'm Robin Samples and I'm the owner of Bare Feet Power Yoga. I opened this yoga studio back in 2012 in this very space. Here at Bare Feet, we believe that yoga extends far beyond the practice that you see on the mat. We are a studio that stands behind a very strong community, and I want to welcome you and invite you into our space so you can learn a little bit more about who we are and what it is we represent here at Bare Feet.
When I first opened my doors, I was the only person teaching yoga classes, and I remember teaching like 17 classes a week and having so many classes where it was just myself and one other person. But every day I showed up, they showed up, and we started to create a really powerful relationship. And it was through all of those relationships that Bare Feet began to flourish. I made my first hire and brought in my first yoga teacher who is still teaching yoga classes at Bare Feet today. Through all of our community, our kick-ass classes, and everything that we did, we started to really grow and expand. And soon our classes were full. Now our space is pretty small, and pre-COVID, there were classes where we would fit 46 people mat to mat in our space. And it was sweaty and it was fun and people were laughing and connecting and just really thriving in this welcoming and wonderful space that Bare Feet Power Yoga is. And we have so many amazing teachers at Bare Feet with so many different perspectives and so many different trainings. And one of the things that's really important to me here is that each teacher shows up authentically. So I give our teachers at Bare Feet the space for them to grow, the space for them to evolve, the space for them to teach what lights them up.
I did my teacher training here back in 2017. And then since then I moved out the state, I moved to Georgia. But every time I had a chance to come back here to Chicago, I will always come back here because it feels like home. So what is the Bare Feet means for the communities? Definitely serve for the better goods. In this world, we can always use a little bit more about compassion, the community, reach out to each other. That's what I think Bare Feet means for me.
What does Bare Feet mean to me? Community! We make friendships here, the people here, and we all come together through yoga.
So I'm Lavelle Inman. I am the maintenance manager here. I love doing that. I've also teaching community class this evening. So I really enjoy just the experience, the growth, and understanding of yoga that I've gained here. I love our community. I love that bind that we have together. I love that energy of being in the class, even just seeing each other, even on Zoom.
And I believe that everything is interconnected, that everyone is interconnected, and that if we can create this space where people feel a part of something that perhaps is bigger than themselves, how they can show up and be truly who they are, and to be embraced and loved for everything that they're about, how they really can then thrive in that space. So when opening Bare Feet, I decided to make some very powerful and purposeful choices, one of which is our studio doesn't have mirrors. And that was a very intentional thing that I decided to do because I really wanted people to have the experience of looking within themselves to discover the answers or the tools or the light within versus to be too concerned with like their outer and their external appearance.
Bare Feet is my second home. It's joy as soon as I walk in the door and see the instructor's smiling face. It's warmth, feeling that warm embrace that saves me from the Chicago winter. And it's like finding just like my inner balance, resetting every time I leave the studio.
So I just finished class at Barefeet. As you can tell, I'm probably drenched in sweat. And I think classes just came back yesterday, which was awesome news. So I've been going to Barefeet Power Yoga for about 4 years now, and I think what I really like about it is that it's part of the community. The West Loop is one of the most vibrant community in all of Chicago, and it just has a great neighborhood feel. And when I think of the neighborhood, I think of Barefeet Power Yoga, and you just feel this strong sense of community. And I think that's really important to have places that are part of the community, that are integrated with the community. In fact, during the summer, Barefeet Power Yoga offers free yoga in the park, which is about 1 block away, which is a nice way to spend a Saturday morning. But having access to a great yoga studio, I think, is really important, especially in today's world with all the craziness and madness and the Zoom calls, and then being able to go and escape and really connect with have a great workout. And also, it's not just the workout, it's about the mental, physical connection that you get from doing yoga. So I'm so thankful for Barefeet, and it's a great place.
With a community like this, built on such a foundation of a space in person and the community that we thrive off of in our yoga studio, you can imagine how terrified we were when COVID hit. But like everyone, we decided to pivot. We couldn't have been more proud of how our community showed up for us. We wanted to take a minute to show you a little about our virtual journey when we moved our studio to an entirely Zoom-based space.
Yeah, just really thankful for the Barefeet community and for the live streaming classes. It's a great way to start each day when we're at home and make us feel more together.
Upward facing dog. Thighs lift, hips pull forward, shine your heart, push into your hands, ripple your spine, roll it back.
You have the ability to create whatever you wish with your intent. Be the creator.
Now, when COVID hit, I remember working directly with a couple of my teachers and just making these choices and making it happen and putting things together so fast, just because we knew we had to continue to offer yoga to people, especially during such a challenging time as it was. So we're reaching out to you now in hopes to secure a Barstool Fund. This year has come with many financial challenges, and with all of the pay cuts that I've had to make, I am really looking for more funds to help support my teachers. They do so much for the studio, and I believe that I would like to pay them what I think that they are worth. So all of the money that I would be receiving from the Barstool funds would go directly towards my employees and my independent contractors, because I believe that if I can support them during this challenging time, they are going to support their students. So our community feels supported, then they will in turn support someone else. While we don't know what the future holds, and there is so much uncertainty that we're all experiencing right now, one of the things that I do know for certain is that the Barstool Fund would definitely help our small yoga studio. Thank you for taking the time to learn about us. Thank you for taking the time to consider us. Even a small bit of money would go a long way at our studio.